welcome back to another terrific episode of Whining About Pest Control with Shell. I am, of course, Shell Hartzer of 360 Pest Consulting. And it is tick season. Ticks are in the news quite a bit, and apparently next week starts National Tick Awareness Week. I don't know who comes up with these things. It's certainly not me. But we're going to whine this week about ticks, and since we're talking about these stupid little bloodsuckers, I have a nice, deep, dark Cabernet Sauvignon, so cheers. So good. All right, what makes ticks so challenging from that control aspect is really their life cycle. Unlike things like mosquitoes and cockroaches that are going to develop in a month or three, ticks have a 2-year life cycle. So this means that getting to each of these life cycles, each of these stages takes repeated treatments and other IPM methods, especially habitat modification. Now, despite that challenge, tick treatments can be effective. They just really need to be targeted to the right areas. Remember where ticks are living. They like those in-between areas where that nice manicured lawn meets that overgrown brush and backwoods of a property. Doing a pesticide treatment around a customer's home is going to be completely ineffective because that's not where the ticks are. They're to the back of the property. They're to the sides where it starts to get thicker, that unkempt vegetation that they've got there. Now, even if you target these areas well and repeatedly, of course, following all label rules and regulations, you're still missing a major component of tick biology. You know how we always talk about sanitation and how important it is to clean up the food source when it comes to pest control? Well, what do ticks feed on? They feed on blood. Specifically, a lot of small mammals like mice, bigger mammals like deer. We're here in the South, and they actually feed on a lot of different reptile species. So if we don't address that food source of the tick, those host animals, we're missing a big step in pest control. Now, there's not too much we can do about the deer except for tell our annoying neighbors to stop feeding the damn deer. But we can do something about the rodents. In areas that have high rodent pressure, considering adding rodent control to keep those small rodents down, keep those populations low and around the structure. While lizards are beneficial, I love lizards, they eat a ton of insects, keeping that overall insect population directly around the structure keeps those little reptiles from being around the structure. They're going to go elsewhere to get their food. All of these methods keep the host animals, with the ticks on them, pushed back away from structures and therefore further away from people. Now to whine just a little bit more about ticks. All of these methods can be applied perfectly and it's still not going to stop your customer from getting ticks. I know, it's depressing. There's also the diseases that they carry, and your tick treatment is not going to necessarily prevent that. So think about it. Ticks don't recognize the boundaries, neither do the mice or the deer. So you can have this great program in place for one of your residential customers, and that doesn't stop the pests from coming over from your neighbor's yard. It also doesn't protect people when they leave their homes. They go to the park or they go for a hike in the woods. They have to have their personal protection and wear a repellent product. You do too. Particularly if you're working in tick-prone areas, protect yourself, please. Lyme disease is estimated to affect over 400,000 people every year in the US. Powassan virus is relatively new. Rocky Mountain spotted fever is a serious disease. And if that weren't enough, we now have alpha-gal syndrome, which gives you a severe meat allergy. Not just a little upset stomach, a knock you down, stop you breathing anaphylactic reaction allergy. Moral of the story here, employ those IPM methods just like you do with all the pests, but make sure you target those treatments to the tick habitat area. Make sure that you wear PPE, wear your repellent, and have your customers do the same. Now, if you want to whine to me about how I can help you with ticks and other pests, my contact information is below, as well as some really helpful resources, so check those out. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of my whining. And until next time, cheers.